How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at Blade and Soul. I can tell you before we get started that the design of this game is outstanding, but it doesn't come without its disappointments and limitations. In this video, we'll take a quick look at what works, what doesn't work, and what some of you may even find a bit offensive. We'll start things off with the character creator because this game is extensive. You can customize just about anything you can think of on your character's body, including the size of the women's breasts. You can be as tame or as lead as you'd like to be here, because they do tend to move in a way that would rival even the best Dead or Alive game. It's safe to say that the jiggly mechanics are definitely at play here. If you're looking for modesty, these characters may not necessarily be for you. But the attention to detail doesn't stop there, because the environments in this game are exquisite. The areas you'll find yourself questing through are simply stunning, even though it never quite feels like an open world game. You'll generally be directed where the game wants you to go, and the use of portals makes moving through the different areas feel a little less cohesive than it does in some other games. Despite this, you'll struggle to find another MMORPG that features as much breathtaking scenery as Blade and Soul. And then there's the story. There isn't anything particularly engaging here. You'll play the same generic tale that you've played time and time again, where you'll be seeking revenge while trying to save the world from a power-hungry villain. It isn't the most riveting story out there, but the voice acting is fairly decent for most of the characters, so that helps. And that's not to say that there isn't anything of interest here, because there is. It's just easy to feel like there isn't when they're hours and hours apart. The questing doesn't help the game feel any more interesting. You'll do the standard fetch, kill, or talk to quests, and boredom will quickly settle in because these are things that you've already done countless times before in other MMOs, and in a much more engaging and interesting way. The dungeons do offer a moment of relief, but even they have their limitations. Without the need for a good tank or healer, you can generally find players to jump right in with, and you'll rarely spend more than 30 minutes progressing through them. To say they're underwhelming would be an understatement. They promise big bosses that will challenge a group, but what you really end up with is regular monsters with extra health. Even gathering and crafting is toned down in Blade and Soul. Having to search the world for materials would be a nice addition to the general grind of this game, but instead you simply open a menu, click on what you want, and then wait for around 30 minutes until it's done. The only time you'll really gather materials in this game is when you complete a quest that unlocks the next level of them. And I know that all of that sounds really bad, but the thing here that really does make Blade and Soul worth playing is their combat system. It's honestly one of the best ones that we found in an MMO, to the point where sometimes it almost feels like you could be playing a fighting game. Even when you're out-leveled, it seems like you can still hold your own by using precise timing through dodging, combining moves, and general movement. Precision really does seem to be the key here, especially after watching some of the other players battle it out. It's so fluid that it really does seem like a dance at times, as lame as that may sound. But the best part for some players will be that it isn't really complicated. The game never requires you to remember a complex combination of keys to press. It more or less just demands that you pay attention. For example, getting knocked on the floor will unlock counterattacks with a variety of options for you to recover in, providing that you do them in time. This means that you're never overloaded with a huge number of hotkeys, which makes the UI seem a bit strange since it's terribly cluttered before you personally clean it up. And there's also a lack of healing abilities. There are 7 classes to choose from, with each focusing on a different style of offensive combat, which really just means that while you normally have a choice of DPS, see tank or healer, and other MMOs, all of that's disregarded here in favor of just general attacks. Instead of using strategic combat, healing will come in the form of potions, food, or primarily equipment that steals life when activated. Blade and Soul is a free-to-play game in the West that features microtransactions. You'll have the option to buy extra character slots, inventory slots, potions, and items that ensure all drops will be relevant to your character, as well as premium memberships where you'll gain advantages like increased golden experience, faster recovery outside of combat, and a discount on other purchasable items, to name a few. They aren't anything that you can't do without, which makes their price tag a little bit easier to swallow. A large number of costumes cost over 1,000 yen coins each, which will set you back around $12 if you live in the US. For some of the longer premium memberships, you're looking at around $125. But to sum it all up, Blade & Soul offers a mediocre rendition of things that have been done before and done better in other games. It offers little fun beyond the combat, and the only reason to stick around are the visuals, the late game PvP, and rarely PvE. The insignificant quests and dual dungeons make for a journey that's long, boring, and not worth the time that it takes to complete. With a market that's already overflowing, we gave it a 5.4. And that's going to sum up this video. Make sure you check out the link below for the full review. And let us know what you guys think. Are you playing? Are you enjoying it? Did we get it wrong? Let us know. And thank you guys so much for watching.